Hey folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston with SPS back at it again, the SPS Mental Health Moment. Very excited to have Everett High School's coach Keyton. Always been wanting to share some great information and great news. And with this COVID-19 and the change and challenge of sports, he'd be a great person to share some great things, especially from a mental health standpoint. So coach, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Great. Well, thanks for being available. Just really want to get your thoughts on this topic of this new era that we're kind of experiencing right now. The last time you and I were together, we were over at a really hard-fought game you had against East Lansing High School, kind of down to the wire. You guys were really successful in beating them. You were at home playing East Lansing, that is. I think it was your senior night, as a matter of fact. So sure it was an emotional night. But talk about what's been going on with you guys since then, and of course with basketball and Michigan being shut down, and where things are going right now for you.
Yeah, it was kind of the roller coaster year for us. I mean, we were really young coming into the season, but going back to last summer, trying to challenge my guys. We go try to find good teams to play. I told them coming in, I knew I had a good freshman class coming in. They were going to be sophomores last year. I had quite a few of them on varsity with me that took tremendous strides, but I want to challenge them. We played Cavs Tech last summer. We played Ypsi Lincoln last summer. We played Farmington in the preseason scrimmage with Jaden Akins and all those guys. So, and I told the guys, but they wanted that challenge. You know, I had Shamar Howard on my team, and he was always begging me, get these guys on the schedule, get these guys on the schedule. And, you know, I'm one of those that I love to play competition early, especially with the young team I had. And I'm not all about, I'm looking at the big picture. I wasn't worried about losing those games, but I wanted to see how my team was going to compete. And they sure did compete the whole year. And, you know, we had our preseason talk and we were talking about where we wanted to do it. We wanted to win. We wanted to go to Breslin. We wanted to win it all. That's our expectations every year. I said, well, why do you play if you don't want to be the best or play the best? And the other thing is we want to get some of our guys recognized too. I remember last summer we played Ypsi Lincoln at the Wayne State summer camp.
Yeah.
And it was big hype surrounding, you know, Amani and everything. And we had beat a team. We were down 15. We beat Warren Mott or Warren Lincoln team.
Yeah.
We were down 20, and a gentleman approached me and said that he's never seen a team. I mean, if you look at us throughout the season, we look like a bunch of young kids, and like, man, who is this? We're going to take them lightly, but it's hard. They really challenged themselves and they played hard. We came back and won that game by like 10, and a gentleman said, you know, he complimented us on how hard we played. And I told the guys, that's going to carry us. We got enough talent. We got enough here because I've been around coaching long enough. I know we do. It's just how hard you're going to work. And we had the guard play. So that helped us through the season. We got better and better. We went through some ups and downs. We had some young guys. You know, I give a lot of credit to Shamar Howard mentally because we would talk after games we would lose early in the season. And he would just say, I said, just hang in there. They're going to get better with you. You know, they love playing with you. You're a great teammate. Just hang in there. And he's like, Coach, I'm good. He said, I love playing with these guys. And whatever I got to do to bring them along, I'm going to do it. And did it. He sure did. He carried us all year. And, you know,
willed you guys to win a lot of those games.
Definitely. And going into the last game, I mean, that East Lansing game I challenged our guys. We had just got beat to Okemos, which is one of our teams we could not beat those guys. And I challenged my guys on Wednesday. I said, you know what? East Lansing's coming in here. This is y'all senior night. They're coming in here to share the league title. And I said, don't let them do it on our floor. I think that was when we won that game and those sophomores stepped up and I challenged them in practice. I think, if you will, we had arrived then when we won that game because they met my challenge. And I think, you know, playing those teams in the summer, not fearing anybody and taking our lumps and wanting to play the best teams, you know, in the Moneyball shootout, wanting to play Henry Ford. And I tell Desmond every year, we want to play the best team if we can, you know. Let's see where the guys are at. And I think all that pays off. and my guys know that I'm going to challenge them, and they know that I trust them. And we won that game. We were coming off, some momentum right there. It was senior night. It was huge for us. And then we went into district play, beat a tough Holt team.
Mm-hmm.
They're tough. They're always tough to match up with because they got some pretty good guards, and so do we. We always have trouble with those kind of teams. But then we run it, then we were firing on all cylinders. A Mason team. So I was talking to my assistant Trayshawn Adams.
Shout out to Trey.
And, and we looked at each other and said, "Man, I think we can beat Okemos this time. I think we got a chance. I think we're ready. The guys are where they need to be." And the next day, I'm in practice, and it's over. And I didn't know what to tell them. But I did share one message with them, and I said, "Guys, that's why I always challenge you to be your best every day. Starting when you wake up, how you live your life, how you treat people, how do you go through this. I wanted guys that love basketball and love to play, because I love to coach, and I take it serious, and I'm always there, and I'm into it, And I said, you never know when it'll be your last game or things can be taken away from you. And unfortunately, things have been taken away from us, and that's something I've had to deal with as well, because I'm into it so much for those 4 months, and it's over. And you don't know what to tell the guys. That's the one time I felt out of control this year, as far as me being the leader of the team, is you just didn't know. And so, you hope they got the message. I think they did. We've had some good talks, and it's just unfortunate that we had some momentum. I got the guys where they needed to get to. We put a lot of hard work in, and we put ourselves in position to maybe win a district championship this year. But it just didn't happen. We didn't get a chance to. But I did tell the guys, we won our last game. So that's one good thing you can hang your hats on, is we did win our last game.
This is always a tough question, Coach. Do you think it's more difficult to have the season end like that, where you had the momentum, or having been in the season where you just probably weren't going to be competing with anybody at all?
It's tougher to, I'm a competitor, so it's tougher to end it that way as we were improving. I mean, I just look back at this team, man, and like I said, you look at us and we're all over the place. We got guys with no experience. I think the person with the most experience was Shamar.
Yeah.
I had a Kaiwan Allen. He didn't play because academics last year. This was his first year back. I had a couple other guys that were on the team that were seniors. I had 4 seniors, but they didn't play significant minutes last year at all. I'm bringing these 4 or 5 sophomores up. 2 of them are starting for me. So it was difficult to deal with that, because these guys, we took 3rd place in a very tough CAC Blue. And I told them, be proud of that, man. We beat some tough teams, and we were down in some games. We've come back, and I can hang my hat on the fact that these guys competed every single night. Just like I told the State Journal in the preseason, we're going to compete every night, because that's what I expect, and that's the kind of program, because we're Everett basketball, and we want to make sure people know we're still here. And how do you want to be remembered? I think people are going to respect us and remember us, even though we didn't win the league, even though we didn't get a chance to win the district championship. It's how you are perceived by your peers. And I told my guys, they can't take nothing away from us this year. I think, Okemos and East Lansing were 2 really good teams, and we finished right behind them. We have nothing to hang our hats on, and hopefully it only gets better from there. But it was tough. It was tough to end it like that. But I said, there's more than life than basketball. I tell these guys this all the time. It's just a game. After we lose, I say it's just a game. It's over. Time to go to the next one. So I try to instill that in them every time, win or lose, that we haven't accomplished anything yet after we win.
Right.
And it's just a game after we lose, and we got another chance tomorrow. That's the greatest thing. Right. But unfortunately, we didn't have another chance.
Right. I get it. I want to go back to another interview you and I had that got a lot of wide appeal. This is when you guys came over to Waverly and crashed the party at Waverly for their 2000 championship night. But we had a great sit down, myself and Shamar, and we really talked about mental health And I don't know if you have a specific answer, but just from a forecasting standpoint, where do you think, we're going to be as a sporting community, as a community as a whole, once we start to transition out of this? People have been quarantined for a long time. We've had some extreme erratic behavior, unfortunately, we've seen in the news. Just from a mental health standpoint, what do you think things are going to be like once we kind of come out of this?
Well, definitely. You know what? Honestly, Lindsay, I think it's a good thing. I think our world is so fast paced with social media, and we're always go, 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 go. I mean, it's changed my life tremendously. My wife's a nurse, so she's been working.
Shout out to your wife. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I work at Michigan State, so I'm still working from home, but I got a 2 and a 3-year-old. So now I'm Mr. Mom. I mean, I'm here with them every day, breakfast, lunch, and I've had to make that transition mentally. Like, the season's over now. I'm watching my 2 daughters full time working. But I think it's been great for me.
What you do? You locked them in the bedroom? I don't hear them, man. You locked them away? Where are they at right now?
No, my wife had a half day, so I got lucky today. That's why I scheduled this time.
Yeah.
No, they good now. But I've had to take a step back and just slow down. You know what I mean? I think it's been great. I talked to some of my guys, and they said we're bored, but it's giving us some time to think, giving us time to everybody.
This is what your players are saying?
It's giving them some time to think and process some things, not feeling as a lot of the pressures of the everyday grind and things like that. For me personally, it's been therapeutic for me to like slow down, because when the season's here, I'm on the go. I don't work in the schools, so I'm working at Michigan State. I'm driving across town to go to practice. I come home. I'm a dad now at night. 8 o'clock at night, I go to dad mode, and it's go, 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 go. And it's been great for me to sit down and put some things in perspective. We're definitely going to have some things in place when we come back for these young people. But hopefully we can set up things where we can just talk to them and say, how'd it go? How did you process this? So they have some ways to get things off their chest as well. The sporting, who knows what it's going to look like, honestly, Lindsay. Will we have to wear masks? Hopefully it's taught us that things, like I said before with my team, things can be taken away real quick. And we really got to respect one another and slow down a little bit and take our time and appreciate what we have. We're afforded this opportunity to play a sport. A lot of people, don't get this opportunity. Just appreciate the small things, I guess, in life, and hopefully we learn that and come back and we're more appreciative of our coaches, and we're more appreciative of our teachers and the administration that put the day in, and our teachers. I mean, it's just everybody puts a lot of work into this, and sometimes I think we lose sight of that because we're focused on, I want to be a basketball player. I don't take other things sometimes as, I don't appreciate the other things or take them as serious. So hopefully we've learned, like, wow, you guys really did make an impact, and we're going to appreciate our schooling. We're going to appreciate the little things in life when we come back. So that way we don't take anything for granted. So I'm hoping that it has taught us that, if anything, as we come together a little bit more as a community and as a whole.
Well, I appreciate what you're saying. A few things really stood out to me. First, I'm really impressed, not necessarily just with Everett ball players, but young people are saying, wow, we kind of had some time to sit back and reflect. Because we think our lives are fast-paced. Just imagine them, social media driven and all that kind of stuff. Now, this may be somewhat of a controversial question, but I'm sure you're equipped to handle it. What do you think about the idea of our desire to get back to being competitive sports compared to not having that public health integrity coming in conflict, meaning we want to get back and play, but can we really push it considering where we are from a health standpoint, or where we don't know where we are, I should say?
Yeah, that's a good question. We gotta really get, in order to get what we want, we gotta be patient. That's all I could say. That's the best advice I could give. I mean, if you rush back, my wife's a nurse, and so she's been extra cautious with us as a family and things like that. This is not a game. this is not a game. You know, this is real life here, and we can't rush it. You know, yeah, I want to get back. Yeah, I want to coach. I love sports. I mean, I was raised. I have a family full of people that have played in collegiate sports, and that's been my life. But sometimes you gotta wait a little bit. You gotta really you really gotta handle something first, and then you can get back to what you're doing. But if we don't handle that, if we don't handle this and be, you know, wearing our masks and keeping our distance and doing those things, we can't. It's going to take longer. We can't get what we want. So my best advice is, you know, just wait a little bit, have some patience. I think we'll get through it. I think things will be back to normal. We'll have a better conscience of being, you know, we might even a better health conscious about washing our hands, being more, taking care of our bodies a little bit better, being more apt to get more rest and things like that. I think this was just a slow down time. I think our world is going a little bit too fast. I think it was a message from the man above that just slow down a little bit. You know what I mean? Let's look at how we can reel this back in, and then let's start fresh. So I think just patience. Yeah, I want to get back out there, but I'm not going to risk my family or anybody in my family's health to rush back out there for a sport, because ultimately, you know, basketball is a part of my life, but it's not my life. You know what I mean?
It's a significant part of your life, but it's not your life.
It's not my life. And I tell my guys this all the time. When I'm in it. I love this, but I do have other responsibilities, and I do have things that I enjoy outside of sports. So for me, it's okay. You know what I mean? I can wait. I'm patient in that, knowing that it'll be better in the long run if we do things right.
Right, great. So your wife being a nurse, I guess there's no conspiracy hoax theories going on in the Keyton household, huh? Y'all believe it's real, right?
No, it's real. There's no conspiracies around here. You know, and the crazy thing is, she's concerned about our kids as much as I am. You know, bringing, you know, she works with cancer patients in oncology, so they have low immune systems, so they got to be really careful, and it just really impacts. This is unprecedented. Nothing like this has ever happened in our lifetime, Lindsay, as you know, where everything has stopped. It's come to a standstill. But she understands, and I understand now, hearing her talk, the importance of this and how serious it is. And we may think, you know, oh, I'm not going to get it, or I'm bulletproof. But like I've told you before, with mental health, it doesn't discriminate. You better take it serious, because you don't want to say, well, you got it, and then you were laid up in that bed or that hospital and you didn't take the precautions necessary to do it. I think it's teaching us that we do got to take some things a little bit more serious, and there are some things more serious than athletics and sports right now. I know it's hard, especially for these seniors and things like that, but you know, I just say use it to mentally prepare yourself for your next phase in life. Use it as a challenge. Use it, you know, store it and bring it back out to make it, you know, hopefully use it as motivation to make you a stronger person, and reflect on what has happened to you. I think that's important. To anybody, that's some advice I would give to the graduating seniors and some people that just can't get over the fact that things have been taken from you. But you know, you still got your life, you still got your health, you still got a great future ahead of you. And to me, that's more important than playing a sport. You're still going to get your degree. You're still going to get your diploma. Mm-hmm. You still can take a picture in your cap and gown, but without your life and all that, I think that's more. You should really value that you got your health, you got your family, for the most part, most people, and you can live another day. And I think this will really teach us some valuable lessons. And quite honestly, I'm not glad it's happened, but it's one of those things where I think we're going, and it's so routine. You know, I'm gonna graduate, I'm gonna do this, but it really puts things in perspective. I think it's too bad for the class of 2020, because the class of 19 is like, yeah, we got to go to prom and do all this.
Yeah.
But I think you could flip it and use it as a positive if you really sit down and think about what you do have compared to what got taken from you. Because I've had a lot of things. I didn't get a lot of things in life. Some things have been taken from me. I didn't get the job maybe I wanted, or I got turned down for this opportunity that I went to school for, really put all my eggs in one basket, and I've been disappointed. But if I would have just sat there and said, poor me, look at the things that got taken away from me, it wouldn't make me the person I am today and a stronger leader to these young men in the sport I coach in basketball and the teacher that I am. It wouldn't have humbled me. So I'm glad those things have happened to me. So the advice to young people is let it humble you a little bit and just bounce back from it, because there are some things to be thankful that you do have.
Wow. So good, Coach. Well, with that, in the interest of time, I just want to say a few more things and get some final remarks from you as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you had the baby boomer generation, you had the Vietnam era. Jack Ebling and I were talking on his show, The Drive with Jack, yesterday about that. It's almost like this is going to be a defining moment for this generation. And to the point it may be able to better equip them to deal with a lot of life challenges. So with the time we have, you said some things that was directed to your players, said some things that was just in general, but just go ahead and put your community leader hat on, and just what are some final things you can say that can just kind of keep us inspired as we continue to transition through this and look at being on the other side and back to some form of normalcy.
Yeah, what I could say to the community, the Lansing community, or anybody that's going through something that maybe is listening to this, is just stay positive. I know it's hard, but I think hard times make us better people in the back end. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to get through this. It's not something that I don't think we can get through. And just be squeeze a little tighter to your loved ones. Hold them a little tighter, make a phone call you may not have made before, and appreciate the people that have sacrificed for you to get to the point where you're at, and the people that have helped you along the way, and use this as a moment to maybe restart yourself as a person, because a lot of us are getting fresh starts right now, and that's not a bad thing, and really reflect on when we get through this. What am I going to do? I'm going to talk to the athletes now. What am I going to do now, knowing that something like this can be taken away from you so quickly? What are you going to do to make sure that you put yourself in a position where if something like this does happen again, I'm good? You know what I mean? I've done everything I could in my power. I think the ones that may be struggling a little bit are the ones that haven't given their all, maybe in the community or at their job. And for the student athletes, maybe I didn't work as hard. Maybe I just took it for granted. I was a junior and I had one more year, or I was a senior and I was just going to skate a little bit. Put that in perspective a little bit. And when I wake up, I try to be personally the best person I can be every single day. And I'll challenge everybody here right now, Lindsay, that do that. Challenge yourself to be the best person you could be every day. And put yourself in a position where you don't feel like you didn't accomplish something, because starting, whether it's tomorrow, you're going to work on being that better person, and then come out on the back end of this as somebody that you can look yourself in the mirror. I tell my guys all the time, look yourself in the mirror. Can you honestly say you gave everything you had? And if you can do that, win, lose, or draw, you've won already. You won already. So just hang in there, I would say, to the community, and let's, follow the rules, from the governor and on down. And I know it's hard, and I know it takes discipline, though. Sometimes we gotta have discipline, and just be thankful for the things you do have, because some people have lost their lives. Some people have lost family members, and if you're one of those that has not, you're fortunate. You're fortunate.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you. You always share some great insight and wisdom. It was great being able to watch you this season, the number of the games that we were able to participate in. And the goal is definitely to be able to catch you on the other side. So with that, we're going to sign off. We got Coach Casey Keyton of Everett basketball, but more than the coach, he's a great community leader and doing great things for the greater community as a whole.
I just want to thank you too, Lindsay. You've been supportive. I met you a couple of years ago. Didn't really know you much, but you've been at some games. I love what you do and your message about mental health and how important it is to our community. It's always great seeing you at the games and in the perspective you help place on our student athletes. So I got to give kudos to you in the work you're doing. And you know, I've listened to several of these videos from coaches around the state, and I would just encourage people to go on to your YouTube page and listen to all these, because I think we're coming from the same message. Don't rush it, you know, have some perspective in your life. But without this platform that you set up, Lindsay, I don't think people I think it's getting a lot of people through some things and letting people get some things off their chest. And I just want to thank you for always being supportive of Lansing Everett basketball and the things you do in the community. So thank you, Lindsay.
Well, we got it, man. I appreciate that too. But we'll talk soon, and we'll see you on the other side of this.
Yeah, take care.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.